Gav, let's start with Junior. Obviously came off in quite a bad collision at Scunthorpe. How's he coming along?
Yeah, he's ongoing. Yeah, obviously it was a nasty collision, but we're still waiting on results from it. Hopefully it's nothing too serious and we'll take it from there. The medical side take care of that. They're obviously more qualified than myself to comment on that one.
On that Scunthorpe game, very briefly, big 3 points for us. How did you find it?
Obviously naturally great 3 points. Team that was unbeaten in the league, a long time unbeaten at home. And a proper game, in terms of what I mean, proper game, physical, up and at him, proper contact. Yeah, there were some challenges that were quite physical, but sometimes it's nice to come out on top in them games, and it shows your character. Especially we won the one before against Hartlepool, but we come off the back of 2 disappointing results. People might question strangely when you're up at the top of the league, and hopefully that answered a few questions there, the desire of the group and the squad.
I think Josh mentioned it briefly before, almost, the circumstances that Junior went off, that almost fired up the lads that little bit more to see out the win and get them 3 points for him.
Yeah, but I think if you look at the games previously, where obviously we're having a good season at the moment, won plenty of games. We've had games like that where we've had to, the phrase, roll your sleeves up or see it out or whatever, and we've made blocks and things like that, and it's not just 1 or 2 players, it's a number of players that have come in. That haven't played loads, like maybe Granty when he's come on, he's put his body on the line, and a number of players have done that. So going back to that point, and it shows the togetherness of the group and why we've had some really good results. On
everything as a whole, how have you found it since you've come back to Carlisle?
Yeah, obviously when you're winning games, it's nice, and we started the season positively, and hopefully that sets us up for a really good season ahead. And if you're having a good season, winning games, getting 3 points, everything drops into place.
Of course, Chris Clark in the building. That's one that's been kind of ongoing for a while now. How pleased is everyone to get that over the line?
Yeah, it adds competition, doesn't it? And he's obviously a player that knows the league. I think this certainly is a league where you see players go around it because they know how to manage the league. It's a really tough league and different challenges within it. So you often find players that consistently do well in this league, and hopefully he's going to be one for us. Adds a lot of excitement. He's trained today, his quality, undoubtedly so. It's not quite worked out for him at Peterborough so far, whatever, but hopefully he kicks on with his form that he left Altrincham with, where he's a real threat with him and Regan together.
Of course, like you say, trained today. How's he settled in with the group? Of course, really well with Regan, I imagine.
Yeah, I imagine, but it's good. I always say when you're winning games, it's always a good group, and obviously help him with Regan. Regan's got a good personality. He's got a good relationship with a number of the players, so that'll bed him into the group nicely, and probably a bit difficult for him coming in training today with all his press commitments and whatever, and literally coming out to train with us, but adapted well and showed his quality, which is pleasing going forward.
Yeah, and of course, looking at how versatile he can be as well. He can play in that 10, he can play out wide, he can play up top, even in the false 9, he said in his club interview when he joined us.
Yeah, and he's obviously coming here to play games, but like I say, we've won games recently, so he's got to earn the right, like any player. So he'll hope to play, but hopefully it's difficult for him to get into the team or get loads of minutes or guaranteed his place, because it means our other good players are playing well, and that's what you want, competition. That when they come in, they've got to perform and to keep that shirt.
On that, is there almost a view of getting him involved this weekend in the Cup against Boston?
I think you'll look to get him involved, but obviously the manager will pick the team. But he's come here to play games, and he'll want to play minutes as soon as possible, be it that part of the squad starting, whatever. That's a decision the manager will make closer to the game. And
of course, if that does happen, it's a great game to get him up to speed, get some minutes in the legs for him ahead of a really big league game the following week against Forest Green.
FA Cup, brilliant. It's something that we really want to do well in. It's quite a long time since we've had a good cup run. So yeah, we're keen to have a good cup run. I think not only us, the club and the fans or whatever. We've got a bit of momentum, modern phrase, isn't it? So we want to keep that momentum, not just for our league form, but obviously we want to do well in the FA Cup, and you'll hope you get to that. I know it seems a long way off, that 3rd round, and try and get a glamorous draw. I think you'd be lying if you say that doesn't excite you, or what. Well, that dream of might be a strong word of, but that's what you'll hope for and aim for as a player, staff or supporter.
Like you say, that'll probably drive the lads on that little bit more in a game like this, to get to that 3rd round if we can. Of course, there's a few rounds till we get to that stage. But looking at Boston, what kind of challenges do you expect from them?
Hard working. No, obviously come up against Graham's team a few times when he was at Newport, Mansfield last year. When he was at Boston, when I was at Hartlepool, we came up against him. When he went in at Boston, they were done and dusted really going out of the league. So he deserves massive credit for keeping them up, and you know they replicate him in terms of their desire and their work commitment and how much they're committed to the cause. So we know it'll be a difficult game. Got beat the other night in the league, in the National League Cup, which we're disappointed about. But before that, they've hit some really good form. So we're aware of the threats, and they'll give nothing up for free, without a doubt.
Of course, that's got a real opportunity to help us and them as well. To be fair, we play them shortly after in the league. I think that's in November. So we know what
yeah,
to
but
expect.
lots can happen for that. There'll be a number of games there. Never look too far ahead. But yeah, no, we'll concentrate on this one, and then the November game when we go down there for, I think it's 5:30 kick-off, will take care of itself.
On the FA Cup as a whole, are we kind of seeing it as, you know, how far can we go in that? A mix of kind of getting minutes into the lads that kind of need it most as well?
No, we want to win the game. We want to keep the momentum and, you know, get as far as you can in the cup. I think it'd be doing the club and the competition disservice if we're saying, yeah, we're treating it for this, treating it for that. No, we want to win the game and get as far in the cup as we can.
And finally, is there any update on Tyrrell and Bevis at the moment?
Ongoing? Yeah, you better ask in the medical staff for that one.
Thanks for that.